Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that guy. He's like, okay.
Yeah, and they go and they do a little montage shoot in the desert, and I feel like you feel like they're close again.
Mm-hmm.
At least by that time. Did you catch that part where Matt pretends to put the gun to the back of Owen's head while he's like sitting on the?
Yeah, he puts his fingers on the back of his head, and he shoots the gun behind him, but like, away from him. And you see him. He's like the relief of like him like not being dead. He's like, oh my god, like that's scary. Like for a friend to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I would be like, okay, fuck you, I'm out of here. I'm going home. Like that's fucked up.
Yeah. Pretty nuts.
Oh man, yeah, and then the scene. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit or a lot of it to the end. It's about the ending. I know they kind of left it open to interpretation, but do you think that he killed Owen? Because he's Owen's trying to run away from him. He's like, Owen. He's Matt's chasing him through the hallways because he sees him and he sees Owen take off, and he's like, Owen. And he's checking in the classrooms and down the hallways, and then he finally catches him trying to get out through one of the doors that's locked, and he's like, what are you doing, man? He's like, it's me. It's Matt.
And then you roll credits, and although I can understand why they left it open-ended that way, it's also kind of infuriating because you don't know what that's supposed to mean. It's interesting to me because before he does go and go into the school and do the shooting, they show a shot of Owen calling after they have their big fight and they stop talking. It's like 4 a.m. and you see Owen calling Matt from Matt's perspective, and he ignores the call, and then the next morning he goes in and he does the school shooting anyway. My theory is that Owen was trying to call to apologize and tell him he thought maybe he was going to try to do this, and he wanted to stop him, right? And but Matt never answered the call for him to kind of talk him out of it. So he goes and he does it, and then but the way that he was chasing after Matt, it didn't seem like he had
ill intent.
Yeah, it seemed like he snapped out of what he had done, like as if he didn't realize he just killed two people for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Almost like a disassociating type of illness or something
blacking the whole thing out, and because you can see in his face, because he's like, hey, what's up, man? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's me.
Yeah.
Like his face was just totally normal. You could see Owen was like scared shitless, like, oh my god, like I'm stuck in a corner of the classroom, I can't do anything. And he's just like there with his Glock or whatever he had, and he's like, hey, what's up, man? Like, what are you running from me?
He had a huge like fucking Magnum or something, or Beretta.
Like, motherfucker, you got a gun in your hand.
Oh man, and his shirt. It's like he's like, hey Jeff, sweatpants are out. Or when he shoots
he just shoots them when he's running. Oh my god.
That's not funny, but in the context of why he says that, it's crazy. And then
I thought it was interesting how they were. Matt was trying to figure out what shirt to wear.
Yeah,
and he's like, Catcher in the Rye. He's like, this is associated with so many like assassinations. He's like, I have to wear this, and then he ultimately decides on the we're here for the bad guys. We're only here for the bad guys, but. It's crazy when he's like talking to the camera, and he's like, this is a pretty cool shirt right to wear. He's like, but you just gotta picture it with a lot of blood on it, like a lot of blood on it, and then you can like see what I'm seeing. Like, oh my god, like this guy is like lost his shit.
He's like, should I use these gloves because it makes more sense, when you.
He's like, I feel like the yellow glove. It just looks silly at first, but like it's like so menacing.
He's like, give me the keys, you cocksucking motherfucker. Oh man. They actually, if you could believe this, they actually sell that orange shirt that says we're here just for the bad guys.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, you can get it. And then he actually says that when he kills the guy who's always physically bullying him first on his locker.
Yeah.
He had planned it. So he shakes his hand and he's like, hey, let go of my hand, dude. And then he just fucking fires on him close range.
Yeah.
And then he fires on the dude in the sweatpants, and then everybody's running away, and he's like, oh, don't worry. I'm just here for the bad guys. But he says it like so innocent that it's chilling.
Yeah, like he just doesn't know what he's doing. And it's great. Did you see that he was reading the
Columbine?
Yeah, oh my god, I was like, oh my god. And he's like, oh my god, can you believe this? He's like, Owen, he's like, I think I'm a psychopath.
And then
he's like, I had the traits of one. They're going over like the traits of a psychopath and what they think in their mind. It was just insane.
Yeah, they were saying that he's like, or he's reading it, but he's saying that basically they're not liars, but their whole life is a scam. Like they're just trying to manipulate people into believing that they're normal, like their entire life. And he looks over at Owen, Matt does, and he's like, hey, can you believe this shit? Like, I think that you were right about me. Like, I think I might be a psychopath. And by this time, Owen's kind of checked out, and he thinks that Matt just craves attention and is just like a spaz and doesn't really take him seriously. And they have this big kind of fight where Owen just blows up on him. He's like, I'm tired of your shit. Like, you're fucking, you're making me feel like shit because you're jealous because someone else is finally paying attention to me besides you. And you're this big talker, but you never do anything, and like, you're just like a pussy. And, obviously that doesn't sit well with Matt, and they have a little tussle, and then Owen kind of throws down, he takes off his, was the wireless mic, and he's like, yo, like, I'm out, like, I'm done, and so at that point, I don't know, and I just thought about this right now, but maybe by him doing that, does that mean that Matt now thought that he was like a dirty himself, like Owen had turned into a dirty, which could it could be feasible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is a potential outcome, or what he's thinking. I mean, that's part of the reason why I kind of thought he might have killed him, or he was I'm still not too sure, just because how you were saying it's the way he was acting was kind of so disassociated with what he had done.
Yeah. And
kind of maybe he wouldn't have done it because they're friends, or maybe he was kind of, playing with the idea just because of how he was treating him in the last week or so of them kind of having that falling out and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. That's a good point. I didn't put that together until right now when you said that that he could have seen or felt like he was kind of transforming into a dirty.
Yeah, like kind of betrayed,
Yeah.
Because you can see their friendship falling apart. If you go from how they were in the very beginning of the film, it was almost like, and you could chalk it up to Owen feeling uncomfortable because of Matt's like super obsession over getting the blueprints of the school and having all of these kind of random photographs of all these dirties and like putting together these intricate like kind of plot points and everything where he's like, yo, maybe my friend isn't okay. But at this time, he, instead of trying to help him or tell somebody or tell his parents, he just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
know, say the crazy part when he's kind of doing the end credits or the for the title, the Dirties.
Yeah.
And he looks over the camera and he's like, you know what? I just realized you might
have to put these in yourself.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to do it. So I'll go ahead and render these for you, but you go ahead and just put them in, okay? And I'm like, oh my god, this guy's like, yeah, he's just come to terms with the fact that he's probably either going to die, or kill himself, or be in prison.
Yeah.
By the end of the day. So I mean, that was just insane seeing him kind of rationalizing that in his head really quick and being like, oh yeah, I might not be able to put this together after tomorrow.
That right there is like sociopathic, because he was just like, oh yeah, like you're gonna have to finish this project for me, but it's okay. And then when he's like setting up the cameras, when he goes the next morning and he's like singing to himself, like completely fine.
Yeah, like another day.
It's not until you see him sitting on it looks like a generator or a heater thing, and he's got the bag on the floor, and it's kind of like this iconic shot of him pondering. That's when I feel like he's like, all right, like, and then his watch
His watch goes off.
Yeah, and I feel like he's like, it's time to do this. Like it's now or never. And nobody. You notice how he's walking around with this huge bag, a huge duffel bag, and nobody questions why he has that.
Yeah, that's so crazy to me that no one even like stopped to be like, hey, what's in the bag? Like, what are you doing?
The teacher was like, oh, you're here early, when he's setting up the GoPros in the hallway, and he turns around and I'll give him this. He was very like unassuming, where he's just like, oh yeah, we're shooting a film for so and so. But the way that he does it is so like, and the teacher's just like, oh, well, good luck, like have fun, or
yeah.
And he goes about his day, not knowing.
So believable.
Yeah.
This pick was really good. I was reading it, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so dark, or like, I mean, it is extremely dark, but I actually, it's kind of weird to say that I enjoyed it, but it was a very good watch. Yeah, I kind of feel weird saying it was an enjoyable watch, but I mean, the subject is extremely intriguing.
Yeah. No, I don't think that it's. I don't think it's weird to say that you enjoyed the film. I'm glad that you enjoyed it, and I would hope you would want to add it to your collection, because I feel like it deserves it. It's a crazy movie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, and the amount of we haven't even kind of touched on it, but the amount of things that they reference in this is incredible. Right out the gate, Matt, he makes an irreversible film, or an irreversible reference, and then a Dark Knight reference for the Joker.
Yeah.
Being John Malkovich, where he's like, Malkovich. It's like, those are so early on in the film. Usual Suspects. What else? There's so
he's definitely a cinephile.
Yeah, where he's like, he can like talk and correlate with film and dialogue, like in his everyday life. And that's why I think Owen gets annoyed with him, because he's like, at one point that's all he's doing, and he can't shut it off, and he's just like, dude, like, you're losing it, you know?
I can't tell when you're pretending or when you're really like, when you're real. Like, it's getting hard to tell.
Yep. There's this pivotal moment too towards the end. Matt comes out and he has a conversation with his mom in the kitchen, and he's like, "Hey, hey, mom, you think I'm crazy?" And she's like, "What? Why would you? That's a weird question. Like, you're a little eccentric. Like,